Hey, personality students, welcome to PSY260 Introduction to Personality. My name is Dr. Stewart. I am the full-time faculty at the Kingman campus here at MCC. I'm excited to have you guys into this class, which is actually one of my favorite classes that I teach here at MCC. I love learning about personality psychology, and I think this is a really good class to kind of give you a nice introduction to personalities and like kind of where they come from. By the end of the class, I feel like you guys will have a really good idea of what your own personality is, and then how to kind of have a better insight as to who you are due to your personality. And then a lot of times people will kind of rope in their, family members or maybe their significant others into taking personality tests as well. And you can learn a lot about them too, even your friends. So I think it's a real fun class that teaches you a lot about personality that you can use kind of day by day. But you'll see that as we get through the course. But anyway, I just wanted to go over a few kind of like main kind of ideas about the course and how it's set up. So you kind of know how to navigate through this. So the first thing that I wanted to do is kind of go over the homepage. This is what it looks like when you sign on. When you click on the Start Here folder, it's going to kind of tell you everything to do to get started. So let's do that first. All right, so we have our Start Here folder. This is the introduction video. We're going to have a few tabs at the top. So every time you click on one of the main buttons on the home page, is going to kind of take you to one of these places. You're going to have tabs to kind of control or navigate through. The Padlet is going to be the first assignment that you guys are going to be doing for the course. It's a good way to kind of introduce yourselves and kind of get to know each other in the class. So I kind of started us off. This is myself. This is my husband, who's the other Dr. Stewart at the Bullhead City campus. He's the lead of the social behavioral sciences department. So maybe you have another class with him. And this is our awesome dog, Mochi. We call him Mochi Man. He has a gold chain. He's so cool. But what you're going to do is you're going to either double tap on the screen, or if you scroll down, you're going to see this pink sign. You can click on that. You're going to put your name up here. You're going to put a photo just like I did of myself. And if you want to include a spouse or a friend or whoever, a dog, and then just write one thing about yourself. All right. And this can be something interesting about you. It can be just one thing you want to share. It can be a sentence. It doesn't have to be a paragraph. Just one thing that kind of introduces you to everyone and kind of gets us started. All right. So that's your first assignment. The second thing that I wanted to go over are the MCC resources that we have at the college. The first one that I wanted to go over is Talkspace. Talkspace is a completely free mental health support system that we use at MCC. It is, again, completely free for all college students to use to get therapy. So how it works is that you're going to make a profile, and by doing that, you're going to go to down here, talkspace.com/Mojave. You can enter your MCC student email. And then after you do that, you're going to have a completely free profile. And that means you can sign up. They're going to ask you some questions by creating an account. Everything's confidential. You're going to have a username. After you answer all your questions, you're going to get matched with a licensed therapist, psychologist, whoever, psychiatrist even, that you can select from, and you can start chatting with that person. You can download the app and you can talk on your phone, which is probably more convenient for everyone these days. But you do get video call, texting, all that great stuff. And if you're not quite sure maybe what you'd want to use it for, try it out. It is free. It can be anything from stress to relationship issues. Maybe you're having some issues with your performance in, college, or maybe you don't know how to organize your time, anything like that. They are there to help. They'll find someone for you. Other links that we have down here for your help would be the library. So if you need a link to the library, it's right here. Also for the help desk, anything that's IT related, you can definitely go ahead and contact them. And then the handbook or the code of conduct, that's there for you if you want to look that over. The Student Success Center is a great resource for you guys. If you have questions for tutoring, that's definitely another option as well. We have online tutors. We have tutors that are going to be, they're actually physically at whatever library that you go to. So they're there to help. So definitely good resources if you want to take advantage of that. Okay, going back to home. All right, so course resources right here. If we click on it, we're going to have our syllabus. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and kind of go over our syllabus. I do have a page about information on how to get a hold of me, but if you do need me, I do have my information here. This course is 100% online. We do have our drop and our withdrawal periods on here. Our academic calendars are listed here if you ever need to look up like holidays or anything like that. The learning management system we use is Canvas. So if you guys were here last semester, I'm sure you're kind of more familiar with Canvas now. For those of you who are new, hopefully you kind of are getting used to using Canvas. We kind of all are. Our course description for the course and then the outcomes as well, kind of what you're supposed to take away after completing this course. The materials include obviously Canvas, which you're going to be turning all your assignments in. Wi-Fi, so you're going to need Wi-Fi, obviously. If you, for whatever reason, have Wi-Fi issues, maybe your Wi-Fi goes out at your house, you can always come to the college and use our Wi-Fi. It's free. We also have computers if you need computers, if your computer goes out. I've had students where their cats have knocked over their laptops and they're without a computer for a day or so, trying to replace it. You can always come and use one of ours. Textbook for this course is going to be the Rebel for Personality. We do have the ISBN number for the online version. That is the most recent and updated version. If you have a hard copy of it, you can also use that. We are not going to be submitting any work through the Pearson website. So if you want to use a hard copy book that you find, you can absolutely do that. But this is the most updated ISBN number that is listed for this book. When you're ready to access the book, you can click on this right here and it'll take you to our platform to read the book because this is the online book that's for this ISBN number. I will show you what that looks like too. Other things that you're going to need for this course include Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. So if you don't have that installed on your computer, that's okay. You can go to your My Mojave and we do have those listed to use for you guys there. You can also use Google Docs or Google Slides too. Just make sure that you share those documents with me if you're going to submit something. All right, let's get to the grading scale. If you've ever taken a course with me before, you know and are pretty familiar with this policy that I do not accept any late work. So make sure that you are aware of deadlines as they come. I do this because I think it's very useful for students to get into the habit of completing work on time. Not only is it good to kind of get and stick to that schedule, but it's also more helpful to students to not become too stressed. And I know a lot of students who kind of look at this policy at first don't like it because they're like, oh God, that's stressful that I have to make sure that I have everything on time. But the good news is that the more you get used to the policy, the less stressed you will be about it. And if you happen to miss something, you already know you can't make it up. So you don't have to worry about late work kind of piling up on itself. And that usually by the end of the class, people are like, you know what, actually, I like this policy. It makes me less stressed because I don't have to deal with so many things in terms of late work and having to kind of make up all of that work on top of the new work. And the good news is that I do let you guys have one drop assignment. So if something comes up and maybe you're not able to complete something on time, or maybe you just forget something, then I will go ahead and look at your grade book at the very end of the semester, and whatever your lowest scoring assignment is, I will just drop that. All right, so you don't have to worry about it. I will go ahead and get that taken care of for you. The only thing is that it doesn't apply to benchmark assignments. So if you're like in terms of your final exam, you can't drop that. And then your term paper and presentation, I won't drop those. Everything else though is fair game. And also, just so you know, I'd always tell students that you're better off submitting work that's half completed early than fully completed late. So just remember that too. I'd rather give you some points for something than no points for everything that you've completed. All right. The grade categories are broken up into different percentages. So your participation or your discussions are 20%, as well as your projects. Your quizzes are 15, your term paper and presentation is 25, and then your final is 20%. You can always check Canvas to make sure where you're at with your grades. And then your writing, make sure that you're going to be using APA formatting. We're going to be going over this throughout the course. So you guys will get really familiar with APA formatting. For those of you who are familiar with it already, that's great. If you're not familiar with it, you will get familiar, and we will go over that so you understand what that is. Plagiarism, if you're using APA formatting correctly, you don't have to worry too much about plagiarizing anything, because you'll be using your references and your citations. And then we also use Turnitin to check your papers too. Your participation is going to be scored on your discussions. So make sure that you get your discussions in on time. Everything's going to be due starting Monday, and then you have the entire week to work on it until Sunday. So the whole week from starting Monday to Sunday, everything will be due except for your discussions, which will be due. The first one will be due on Thursday, which is replying to the initial response of the discussion. And then Sunday, you have to reply to one student, which is at 10 points. All right, so you get 20 points for answering the discussion, 10 points for replying to a student. More additional policies down here. Just make sure you kind of read them over. I'm not going to go over everything, but this is kind of the schedule of everything that's going to be kind of laid out. The modules are straightforward. There are a few weeks where you might have 2 modules. So like week 5, we have modules 5 and 6. Just be aware of that. It will show like the different times and the modules, or I should say the different dates that are listed in the modules. So you can kind of be cognizant of that. We have spring break, and then all the way down here, we're going to have our final exam. All right. So this semester usually goes by pretty quickly in the spring, especially by the time we hit spring break. So just be sure to check this if you have any questions. Last but not least, a few things at the bottom. We have more information in terms of MCC Connect. We have the Success Center. If you do have any questions about maybe writing, or maybe if you have a math course and you need help, you can always contact them to get tutors. Talkspace is on here again. Your emails, make sure that you're checking your student email accounts at least once or twice a week. Your instructors usually don't send you too much stuff to your emails. We'll usually send you Canvas messages, but occasionally we will. But admin definitely will send you important reminders or dates. So make sure that you check those. And then other information on here too that you might want to go over after. All right. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that right now. This is what our textbook looks like. Again, I have the link here. So when you click on this and you open up the textbook, you're going to kind of see it like this. It's going to list the different types of chapters in the book, because that's all that we're going to be doing in this. And then you can click on these and you'll see kind of what is going to be due. I list the dates for the book just so you know kind of where you should be at. But again, you're not going to be submitting anything on the Cengage, or I'm sorry, on the Pearson website. You're just going to be reading your book on that, unless you have a paperback, and then you don't even have to worry about this. Okay, but if you do have an ebook, that's how you find it. I have APA citation formatting and guidelines here if you need to use that and reference that for APA. And then this last thing is the online etiquette review. Really just a reminder on how to have proper etiquette when you're speaking online to classmates or to your instructors. Make sure if you're composing an email that you're, setting everything up properly. So if you're, composing one to me, hi, Dr. Stewart, this is so-and-so from your, PSY260 class. This is my question, and you can lay that out. It's a lot easier for me to answer your question, know who I'm talking to, than if I just get an email that says, I don't understand the assignment. I don't know who you are. I don't know what assignment. I don't know what class. So just make sure that you're really clear and, precise in what you're asking and what class it is. All right, going back home, Course Cafe is on here as well. If you guys recognize this, this is kind of a discussion forum where if you have a question that maybe you want the entire class to answer, or maybe you think would benefit from, you can ask that question here and see if you get any replies. If you don't want the entire class to see your question, don't put that here. You can go ahead and just send me an email privately. But if it is something that maybe would be helpful to everyone, or maybe you want to have a discussion you can put that there and people can respond. And here is more information about myself. If you need phone number, all my information, my email, my bio is here, photo. So this is a way that you're going to contact me if you need anything. And then the last thing is the course modules. This is kind of how all of your modules will look. They will open from the dates. So when you first sign on, you're going to be able to click into the first module. You can see all the other ones, but you won't be able to actually access them until the dates that you see open up. So let's click on this first one. And everything's going to look the same every week. So all these tabs will be here. The first thing that you want to do is go over the video. So watch this video and you'll see exactly what you're supposed to be doing. The learning objectives are everything that you're supposed to be taking away from this chapter as you read it. The reading review, anything that you should be reading and or reviewing. So PowerPoint slides, anything else that I list here. This is APA, for the first one. And then videos that you should be watching that are related to the topics that we are going over for that week. And then the assignments are, of course, actual assignments that you need to complete. So this week you have your discussion, your quiz for chapter 1, your syllabus quiz, and your APA formatting quiz, as well as your Padlet. So a few things to do the first week, just as we get started, but that's kind of how everything will get laid out. It'll make more sense as we keep going through, but it's the same every week. So that's probably information for you guys right now. Hopefully you guys are excited about taking personality psychology. I'm excited to have you guys here. I look forward to working with all of you this semester, and you know where to find me if you have any questions, but I will see you guys in module 1, and good luck your first week.